Hey everyone, just sitting here staring at tomorrow's 3-day close. There's not that many closes tomorrow, so we've got a 1 day and a 3-day and something like an 83 or whatever. So it's very similar to the type of thing you get on a prime day where there's not a lot of structural significance tomorrow. But this 3-day chart looks a little bit dangerous. So Uh, what I've put on here is just the trends that we cycled through. So, yeah, when we started back in December. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So basically, we've had 7 moves of that trend from when we dropped down there back. And of those 7, 6 of them are actually trend breaks because one of them creates the first trend. This latest trend break that was up the top here, we never actually managed to retest it. So that has some significance because it means that if we get back above this level, then we may go up there, which is being confluent on a lot of the other charts that we've been looking at through the week. But here's the thing. We might actually be in a position where, unless this candle goes up by tomorrow and closes as an accumulation candle, we may actually be in a position where we end up losing this previous trend again. So hard closing underneath it has actually already happened, which was a few days ago. It was this one back here from the end of August. And this one appears to be rejecting off it. So the type of candle that it is, it's sort of it's a relatively wide-bodied doji, but you can see sort of equal wicks to the top and bottom, a real indecision candle. If it was to close in this sort of state, we might get a little uptrend forming like that, like an interior uptrend. But realistically, there's a lot of resistance there. If it was to actually get back up above these levels tomorrow, then we should then see a ability to come up here and retest this 119 or this 120 level. But yeah, if it was to come back a little bit, so say let's say we have a bit of a pullback today, and it closes, particularly in a state where it has no sort of wick on the bottom, then yeah, it may actually end up creating a move further to the downside. And just looking overall at the picture here, we've already bounced off the backside of the 3-day range back in here, and it didn't really relocate our trend. So the next stage really is to come down to this front side at about 104. And we also have got an untested hold level down here, which sort of lines up with that around that 104. And that would also be a retest of the range trend, which has been running from back here in July. And it would also just be trying to get back underneath the downtrend, which, all these things will be relatively normal for price action. And then if it sneaks a little bit further, it would be retesting the prior trend position, which is down here at about 102. But what's also quite interesting in this is that if you look back in time to sort of February when we created this 3-day origin level down here around the 76, 78 area, and that's what took us up and ultimately led us to all-time high. We have actually created a very similar one down here around 101. So um, it might be about time that this thing actually broke out, went down, dumped into all that, and then took off to all-time high. So yeah, watch that 3-day chart. It's how it closes is going to be pretty important. It's either going to be a loss of this 111,865 range because it's the first hard close under that range. It'll be the second hard close under the prior trend. It may create an interior trend support and then have a pump. But at the same time, if it goes down and gets too close to these support trends, then you expect a continuation of a dump, and really those 104, 101, or that there's a lower time frame origin level. You can tell based on the candle structure in there. There's a lower time frame level around 106, but yeah, she's looking like down might come sooner rather than later. And it's really got about 21 hours to make a bit of a choice as to whether it ends up getting back up inside that trend, in which case it becomes a deviation of the range, and then we can go and test that hold level up there at 119. Yeah, but that's what I'm looking at anyway, and we'll see how that goes tomorrow.